guys. So last night was a late one. I finished spraying this thing about 10:30, and I really wanted to get a video out this morning, so I put it all together and edited and all that, loaded it up to YouTube for this morning. So by the time I hit the sack, it was 4 a.m. So I slept until about 7:30 and loaded up the video, and so I'm going to be dragging my ass a little bit today, but you know, there's still work to be done, so I'm going to get after it. I'm going to review the paint job real quick right after I'm done babbling away here. I want to get on the front fenders. They need to be blocked, primed one more time, and painted. That way I can assemble the inner fenders and get them on the truck, so I've got something to, you know, mount all my wiring to. So yeah, I've got that to do. I'm going to finish off the brake lines as well, from the master cylinder down to the proportioning valve. While the fenders are off, it's a lot easier. And yeah, I'm just going to carry on with all sorts of stuff. One quick thing, that bet I got with my kids, it's not looking good, man. So I bet them that I would reach 1,400 subscribers by the end of April, and if I win the bet, they have to sort through 2 5-gallon pails full of assorted nuts and bolts, and if I lose, I'm taking them to A&W, so I'll still get a burger out of it, but it's going to cost me. I'd rather get the bolts sorted out, to be honest with you. So you know, if you've subscribed already, tell your buddies, or get your kids or whatever, I don't care, get them to subscribe. I got to fatten that number up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and help me out with this bet. So yeah, I guess we'll just get to it. Like I said, I'll do a quick review of the paint job. You know, I bought a brand new gun to do this job because I didn't want any problems. Well, the new gun was a shit show. It was terrible. So I ended up switching halfway through, well, after the first coat of clear, to my old gun, and was able to save it. I mean, I could have lost this paint job easily if I didn't have the extra gun, because that thing was just an asshole and it wasn't working for me. So anyway, yeah, let's get to it. All right, so that spray gun, what an arsehole outfit that thing was. Even with the color, not just the clear, but the color, it was coming out kind of stripy, you know. It's like the spray had voids or missing sections in it. I don't know what the hell was going on. Anyway, I ended up, you know, winging it, spraying in multiple directions to try and even it all out, and I got it pretty good. Actually, I got it really good. But the clear, man, I shot the roof first, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And then I got a couple of drips coming out of the nozzle of clear. So I got one that landed on the door here. So that's when I switched up the gun. I went to the old one, and yeah, finished up the first coat, and then the second coat, especially on the roof, I really laid it on. Figured, what the hell, it's on the roof, it's not gonna run. So that kind of fixed everything up. The only problem with the old gun was there was a couple of chunks of shit in the gun. It came out onto the clear on the final coat. It's just stuff that's gonna have to be sanded out. Nothing major really. Even the drip, it's not a big deal. It looked a lot worse than it was last night, so it'll sand out fine. There's a little bit of dust, but very little. So my only problem area is the roof and the driver's door. Passenger side is mint. So anyway, I'll grab the camera and we'll do a quick walk around. Don't mind me. So, I don't know if you can see that or not. That's my drip right there. Right? So, I mean, that's not huge. Coming around the transition and the color combination, I really like it. I think it's really sexy. Like I said, there's a windlace molding thingy that goes in here. So right at the transition line. So, you know, little stuff like a little bit of this here. That's nothing. It's underneath. So, yeah, the cowl itself is really good. And like I said, the passenger side it's mint. It's really nice. You can see the reflection there. So that's not going to take too much with wet sanding. The back is also pretty damn good. In this area here that I was all worried about, came out really nice. So yeah, nothing brutal. Over here though, this is the shit I was telling you about that came out of the gun right here. See this stuff? So it'll sand out. It's on the last coat. So there's 3.5 coats of clear underneath that. So it should be good. The rest of the bottom is all good. But this thing is really straight. The body work came out awesome. Really good. So it was worth the effort with all the block sanding. I said I block sanded this thing 5 times. So yeah, it was well worth it. So anyway, I'm going to get on front fenders and carry on from there. Alright, so I cleaned up a bit and I moved the truck back towards the rear of the garage to make some room to work in the front here. Dug out a fender. So I gave it a guide coat and getting ready to block this thing. While that guide coat's setting up, I'm dividing my attention between 2 different little jobs here. Well, they're not little really. Started wet sanding on the door, and I started with the driver's door because it was the roughest. I had that drip, but I still working on sanding out, and it had a fair amount of orange peel. It was pretty heavy on this one. So this was one of the problem panels, so that's why I tackled it first. I like to go for the toughest one first, you know. So anyway, I'm going to carry on with wet sanding. The reason I put this tape here is I'm going to show the contrast between you know, before and after wet sanding and buffing, and it should be pretty dramatic. I think maybe I'll use the reflection of maybe a license plate or something like that to show you. I've done it before and it shows up pretty well. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on with what I'm doing, and when I get this all wet sanded, I'll return and show you what I got. Okay, so when you're doing this, I've cordoned off this area here just to illustrate something. I'll show you with the camera, give you a close-up in a second. But there was a couple of dust specks, right? So what happens is when the dust lands on the clear kind of rises up around it and like a pimple, right? So when you knock it down, you'll end up, it'll look like a dark circle. Well, that's the clear that you haven't touched with the paper yet. You've only hit the high part and the area around it. So I start with, I'm not a detailer, okay? Let's get that straight right now. Don't have the patience, don't have all the pads and the compounds and the machines and everything to do it. But I will bring it up to 2000 grit. So anyway, because the orange peel was pretty bad and you know, it needed some loving, I knocked it down quick. I went to 1000 to start with, and that's pretty aggressive on clear. Real quick with 1000, knocked down the heavy orange peel. Then I went over it with 1500, and the 1500 basically takes out most of the scratches from the 1000. And then I'm going to step up to 2000 until all these little circles disappear, and I'll show you the circles in a second. And once you got it all the same even dull sort of finish, it's ready to be buffed. So yeah, I'll show you real quick what I mean by those circles. Don't mind me here. So see if you can see that. See those little circles there? Okay, that's a dust speck. So, you know, it's just, you can barely even feel it really. So I'm going to go ahead and sand those out and show you what I got. So I'm going to set the camera back up and I'll show you sanding. Okay, so like I said, I did it with 1000 quick. I did it with 1500 very quick. This is 2000. I like to give a little splooch of water. I use a bit of soapy water. Helps keep the paper from clogging up. Put my eyes on so I can see what I'm doing. So you wipe it dry. When it dries up, that's when you'll be able to see if there's still those little circles there. Air helps. Almost gone. Okay. Should be pretty close. Like I say, it doesn't take long to get them out. But when you're doing the whole freaking truck, yeah, it can be a tedious job. I'm gonna grab some air to help this out. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. So, as you can see, the little circles are gone. There's still just a little hint of one right here. So we're going to be going over the whole door. Once you get it all like this, go over the whole door with 2000 and we'll get them all out, and that's it. So I'm going to carry on and get rid of all the little circle crops. Or crop circles, I should say. Anyway, there we go. All right, total about 40 minutes to sand this, half a door or so. So not too bad. I'm not sure how good my pad is here, my buffing pad, but it's the only good one, decent looking one I got. So I'll give it a whirl until I can pick up another one. But this thing's going to be gone over more than once. So I'm just trying to give you the idea of how it's going to turn out compared to not cutting and buffing. That's a little high in the revs. I'm going to keep it down around. I've got a setting here that goes up to 6. I'm going to keep it around 3.5. I find if you're too high on the revs, it'll make it cloudy. We don't want cloudy. Okay. I'm going to set up something to show the difference and I'll come right back. Okay, I'm not sure how well this is going to translate on camera. I hope you can see the difference. You know, the plate on the left is way clearer than the one on the right. I mean, look at Ontario. Okay. No, it's a huge difference. So, and up close and in person, it's big difference. So I'm hoping it shows up on the camera and you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, so like I said, it was about 40 minutes to sand, and you saw how long I was on the buffer. What was that? 20 seconds, 30 seconds maybe. So you know, probably looking at an hour and a half a door. So you know, you should be able to rip around the whole truck, get it all done. Probably 2 days, day and a half, 2 days, going at it pretty steady. So you know, it's not bad, and you end up with a really nice finish at the end of it. I mean, that's pretty much mint. So there you have it, and I'm going to carry on, get on some more sanding, finish up the other half of the door, and get it all buffed out. I'll finish this door up, and then maybe get on a fender after. So yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, so there you go. The you know, that door, that was the point at which I switched the guns over. I was having all kinds of problems. So this door turned out the worst of all the panels on the truck. So that's why I attacked it first. And you know, it's coming out really, really nice. So if that door is coming out that nice, the rest of the truck will be mint. So super pleased with that. For whatever reason, you know, different colors buff differently than others for whatever reason. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe the reflection of light or whatever. But this blue looks like it's going to buff out really nice. So yeah, there you go. I got a lot of buffing ahead of me yet, but you know, I want to get the cab buffed before I start putting the front clip together. It's too much of a pain in the ass to buff after, because you've got transitions with fenders and stuff like that. You can't really get in there. Just like I'm going to buff the fenders before I put them on the truck. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do yet, but it's coming along, and we should have one sweet looking shiny truck. New subscribers, got a good bunch, but man, I'm coming up short. My kids are really getting on my case, and you know, they're kind of torturing me, so I want to torture them back. So please subscribe, and let's get those kids hands dirty and get them sorting bolts. So you know, if you have subscribed already, get your buddies, your chums, your family, whoever, get them out there to click on the little button and subscribe. And if you haven't already subscribed, please help me out and subscribe, and yeah, help me torment my children. You know, I know you guys are into that because you responded to it before. So yeah, and let's see what else. Yeah, I'm just gonna carry on. The weather is miserable, so you know, it's raining and cold and shitty. So you know, I'll probably spend a lot of time in the garage for a change. Yeah, right. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna carry on, and if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.